Hello, I am Laura Burt-Nicholas. I am the STEM librarian here at the College of DuPage, and I have put together this guide for your CHEMI 2551 class that will show you how to use different library resources in order to find authoritative data on the physical properties of organic compounds. As you scroll down the page in front of you, you will see that there are several links to different sources, the CRC Handbook online, Novel, PubChem, and ChemSpider that will help you to know how to search each of these databases as you need to. There will also be citation information below each database that will show you how to cite the work for your professor. I'm going to scroll up to the top of the screen. The last thing I wanted to stress is that if you do have questions about any of these resources at any time, my name and my contact information is right here. Please feel free to reach out to the library in general via the live chat right here on the right side of the screen, or via this email link right here to reach out to me and let me know what questions you have. We're going to get started now in the CRC Handbook of Chemistry and Physics. So I'm going to start by clicking on this link on the website. And you'll see as it comes up that this pulls up the library catalog record for the title, which we have both in print and online. For this class, you'll be looking at the online version of this. So I'm going to click on View Text next. And now we're looking at the online version of the CRC Handbook of Chemistry and Physics. To get started, you'll notice that there's a lot of initial information on the screen, but for all of you, you're going to primarily get started by clicking on this flask right up here in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, which is the easiest way to search for chemicals. You'll see as we pull up this screen that there are a number of ways to search for chemical information. So first, and what we will do first, is you can click and actually draw an exact physical structure for the compound that you're looking for. You can also see as you scroll down, you can search by chemical name, by molecular formula by element, by the CAS registry number, or even by some of the properties of your compound, like find me compounds that have a specific melting point or boiling point. For all of you for this course, you're primarily going to be looking for information through two ways. The first, by drawing specific chemical structures, and second, by looking for the CAS registry number. If you think about it, when you're doing chemistry research, the same compound can have many different names. So for example, you might know Tylenol as acetaminophen. Also, as your compounds get more and more complex, the molecular formula can be hard to use. So searching by a CAS registry number, which is literally like a social security number for a compound, it's a unique number assigned to every chemical compound of substance that can help you pull up all of the research on a specific compound. And searching by a very specific physical structure is a way to know that you are getting the right information that you're looking for. I'm going to get started now by drawing, but we'll pop back at the very end and do a fast search by CAS registry number too, so that you know what that looks like. So you'll see when I click, I pull up a little drawing editor. I have different structures here. I have other ways to add information to my compound here, and I have specific elements right here on the right side of my screen. So the best way to get started is literally to click on the structure that you are interested in using, and I'm going to do that, and you'll see just by clicking there and clicking in the center of my screen, I've added that shape. At this point, I'm going to click on the lines over here on the corner, and I'm going to pick 2. And I am going to connect that right here to my shape. And then I'm going to connect an oxygen right here. And you'll see the drawing structure isn't very finicky. So as long as I'm clicking close to where I want that connection to be, the software is making that connection. I'm going to click now to add to search query. The other thing you'll notice up here on the top of the screen before you start a compound search by drawing a structure is that there are different options here for where you want this structure to show up. So for example, substructure means that you're looking at a piece of the entire compound. For you guys for this assignment especially, we're going to pick exact. So show me only this compound, not different compounds where the structure I've drawn is only a piece of that. And at this point, I'm going to click search. You'll see that at this moment, a little summary of the compound I searched for is right here on the screen, and some of the information you're going to need shows up right here on the screen. That is very cool, but you want to get into the habit of actually scrolling down and looking at the specific table where much of this information is coming from that you're going to need to be able to use to reference for class. So I'm going to pick section 3, physical constants of organic compounds. And at this point, what you can see is all the information, for the most part, that you need for your assignment is right here in the table in front of us. A couple of things to point out: you can see a row number, a name, a synonym. Keep scrolling across that all-important CAS registry number. So that social security number for this compound is right here on my screen. And as you keep scrolling down, you can see other information here that should be very important to your chemistry labs. Now, some of this information still looks a little cryptic. So for example, I can guess that LIQ means that the physical form of this compound is liquid, but I don't quite know. Also, as you look, what do the numbers in parentheses or superscript actually mean? In order to be able to find that out, what I'm going to do is actually go up to the document for the table. And as I open that, you'll see that the introduction information actually tells us a lot about how to interpret that information and exactly what is being told to us. So for example, as you scroll down, you can see our table headings are right here with explanations of what those are. So for example, mole form is the molecular formula written in the Hill Convention. You can also see, for example, BP is the normal boiling point in degrees Celsius, if available. This is the temperature at which the liquid phase is in equilibrium with the vapor at a pressure of 760 millimeters of mercury. And then you can see, for example, a number in parentheses following the boiling point value is the combined expanded uncertainty, and then it says see above. So if you're not sure what an uncertainty is, looking up in the paragraphs before will help to explain that. As you keep looking down, there are also explanations of the superscript right here. So for example, in density, the temperature in degrees Celsius is indicated by a superscript. So if you ever find anything on that table you're not quite sure what to do with or how to interpret, looking at that document for this table is a really handy way of getting better explanations of what you're seeing on that screen. As you scroll down, you'll also see different abbreviations that you'll find in this table. A few right here under the table, heading information, and then even more under the list of abbreviations. Let me scroll back up now. Other information in the CRC Handbook that can be really helpful for you for this assignment and for future assignments. Notice right here the How to Cite link. So you can see that there's information for citing the book in general. For this class and for your labs, you're going to use the second piece of information. So if a specific table is cited, use this format. Physical constants of organic compounds, comma, those are in quotation marks. In the CRC Handbook of Chemistry and Physics, comma, 104th edition, parentheses, Internet version 2023, close parentheses, comma, John R. Rumble, editor, CRC Press / Taylor and Francis, Boca Raton, Florida. We're going to use this with one small amendment, and that is you are going to give the CAS number right before this citation in this homework and for future lab homeworks. If you have multiple compounds that you're looking up, separate your CAS numbers with commas. And look to the bottom of this box on the class guide for a better example of how this looks. That'll be in bold. All right, I'm going to close this for now, and I'm going to head back up to that flask. We're going to do a really fast search by CAS compound, so you know what that looks like as well. And you'll see CRC tends to do a pretty good job of remembering your searches. So if you are ever searching for multiple compounds, remember to come back and clear your structure so you can wipe the slate clean and get started again. And this time, like I said, I'm going to search by CAS number. And so for this one, I'm going to search by 108-94-1, which was the CAS number we just saw when we were looking at our table a moment ago for the compound I just searched for by structure. At this point, when I hit search, you'll see we're back at that initial landing page, and at this point, we'll follow through all of the same steps. So scrolling down, heading to the physical constants of organic compounds, and then looking at the data there. All right, that is it for the CRC Handbook. As I mentioned earlier, please reach out if you have any questions, and good luck with this assignment.